we are live with Ultra Podcast C. Welcome, everyone. As you can see, our usual hosts, Manuel and Yaro, aren't here this week, so I am once again filling in for them. But this time, you get to see my beautiful face. Well, if you think it's beautiful, it's best not to think of that. And joining us tonight, I have brought in Donald, the con-chair of one of my favorite cons from my alma mater. Probably my favorite con from my alma mater, definitely. Tora-Con, Daniel, Donald, you're a little out of frame.
Oh, am I? Oh, let me move this a little bit. Let's see.
Yeah, only
to the right
no,
of
no,
it.
The other way.
Oh, okay. This way.
Yeah, sorry, it's cropping and stuff. So why don't you say hi to everybody?
Yeah.
Give a little introduction.
How's everyone doing? I'm Donald. I'm the current convention chair for our Tora-Con convention located in Rochester, New York. And it's great to have be on here today, JD.
Yeah, thank you. This was another short notice one, so I'm very grateful that you could be on.
Yeah, of course. Glad to be here.
Mm-hmm. Actually, we'll get to Tora-Con a bit more later, but we do like to start out with the things we are currently watching, reading, playing, that kind of stuff. Actually, I'll go first. I've just been watching most of my simulcasts, trying to catch up. And right now, I'm 2 episodes behind on Love Live, Nijigasaki High School. Actually, and it's been good so far in catching up, so I'm hoping the other 2 don't fail me now.
Okay. Right now, actually, have you watched Spy X Family?
I'm loving Spy Family. That last episode. I'm also reading through the manga right now. Actually, and there's that chapter with where Anya gets the Bond man fantasy. And it's just so much better in the anime. I guess they had the time to expand it rather than just having it be 10 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, what do you like about who's your favorite character in Spy X Family? Actually, I'm curious.
Ooh, there are so many good characters.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Lloyd or Yor. I know that's a very not actually picking things to say or picking one, but they are such a good couple. Even for one that's faking it.
Yeah. They're like the ideal, for those of you who haven't watched Spy X Family, it's the assassin and the
secret agent, yeah.
The secret agent, yes, you're right. Oh my. But how about Anya though? Anya's smug face is
she does have some
smug face.
The best reaction faces in that show, I'll give you that.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, recently, besides that, are you into isekais? Actually, I'm curious about that. Hot topic, basically, right?
I definitely watch a lot of them, depending on what's on in a season. I don't know if I'm watching that many this season or any. Let me think. Which ones do you want to talk about?
It was the I didn't finish watching it yet, but it was I quit heroing. Wait, no, that's not the isekai. Sorry. The most recent one I watched was actually the assassin born into another world. I forgot the name of that.
It's one of those super long titles, right?
Yeah. Have you seen that one yet?
No, I am not watching that one this season, but I will at least check it out after hearing about this.
Yeah, for sure. It's the ending was it's definitely something to give it a check and give it a look at.
Yeah, actually, as for reading, I already mentioned I'm reading Spy Family. Actually, I'm not caught up with the anime so far, so at least nothing's been spoiled for me at this point. Okay. I've also been reading One Piece, which just went on a 1-month break. I mean, it dropped a big announcement, and it says, "Yep, see you in a month." Oda out.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is One Piece gonna have a movie or something?
Yeah, One Piece Red is coming out this year.
Oh, okay.
I'm really excited for that too.
Yeah.
Actually, and then I'm reading. Sorry.
No, yeah, continue. Yeah.
I'm just reading a smaller manga in Shonen Jump, or at least I think it's smaller. I don't know how well it's doing over in Japan. Called Earthchild, and that one is really interesting to me. I just saw, hey, new manga started. Let's read it.
What is it about, actually, so far?
Yeah.
Well, give a rough synopsis.
Yeah. So, whenever the Earth's in peril, like every generation or so, or like every couple of years or so, there's a special child called an Earth child who is born, who has like all these special powers and trains, and is expected to like die saving the world in some like big fashion. Our main character is not that person. He's the normal guy who falls in love with the current Earth child. And like at the start of it, it's just kind of their like big meet cute till they get married and have a kid. Actually, and then like she keeps erasing his memory, but he somehow keeps like finding her, and just like that persistence, I guess, eventually breaks down, I guess, the kind of emotional wall she had put up, trying to like distance herself, knowing that she was going to have to die someday. Or someday soon, probably saving the world. And then she does. Turns out their son is the next Earth child. And so and she might technically still be alive. And so they start mounting this rescue mission with the previous Earth child, who also barely made it out, but his powers have waned so much that he's not very effective at the moment. Still thinks himself as the world's main character, so he's a very interesting guy.
It actually kind of reminds me of I don't know, like the plot line you describe. Actually, it's one of those like the mecha kind of anime. It was like, was it Gurren Lagann or something like that, or was it something on those lines? It has kind of like that ending feel to it. I don't know. Have you watched Gurren Lagann?
Oh, I've watched it so many times, or I think 3 times. I actually first watched it at RIT in the anime club.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a Monday showing, like my 3rd year, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we were watching that and pre-tier at the same time until we finished pre-tier and then moved on to fully watching Gurren Lagann for like the next 4 weeks.
Oh. Yeah, the Gurren Lagann is definitely something. It's basically one of the classics, honestly, that you gotta watch it to believe it, right?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best modern day mecha, like just full on hot blood, saving the world.
Yeah. Well, actually, since you're on this topic, I'm kind of something's kind of popping in my mind right now, and it's like a boiling. I wanted to tell you this real quick. What's your favorite anime? Like the one all-time favorite, you only can watch this, as many times as you can, but you only can watch one anime. What would it be?
Ooh, I do have a bunch of good favorite anime, but if it's just one that I can like watch episodes over and over, I'm probably gonna pick Detective Conan. Like, especially in college, I was a really big Sherlock Holmes fan. Like, I read all the books, was watching Sherlock as it came out, all that other movie adaptations. They were all really good. And it's just like, oh, hey, I remember this from when I was like in high school and it was airing on Funimation's TV channel. I remember liking this. I had the DVDs, all that kind of stuff, and it's just like I could watch it over and over. I can't tell you how many times I watched like the first 2 seasons.
Oh, wait, that actually, since you like Detective Conan, have you watched Lupin? I think it's something similar, right? I'm pretty sure.
And they've even had a crossover, actually multiple crossovers now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was, I think, an OVA at first, which was basically just a TV movie, and then like a full-fledged theatrical release movie. And that one was really good. I haven't seen the OVA yet, but I believe, what's their name? The small licensor. They were at Anime Boston, now I can't remember their name.
Oh, my.
Oh, Discotech, there we go. Has licensed it.
Okay.
Has licensed the OVA, and they're bringing it with their dub team. It's actually releasing pretty soon. That was one of the things I was looking at for news this week that I didn't actually include. Is like, they're doing that. They're doing more Lupin stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, they have licenses for, I guess, the Detective Conan like movies and Lupin the Third specials and movies, and so I think maybe the TV series too. And they're still going through all of it right now. Evil Asian, that only works on manuals here. I'm sorry. And I'm not old enough to be a boomer.
We all, once we get into anime, we are all young at heart, I always say that. We are always young at heart. We get all the inspiration, the feeling everything, we are always that young.
I'll refund you the points later, don't worry. Yeah. And so, other than that, if it wasn't Detective Conan, it'd probably be One Piece. Just to watch that, all of that again. I'm like 850 episodes in right now, and only stopped because I have so much other stuff to watch and want to pick it back up because, like I said, I'm up to date on the manga, and it's so good. Actually, right now.
Oh, everyone, I heard everyone likes One Piece, but my question is, hot topic. Have you watched Naruto before?
I watched it when it was like originally airing on Toonami, like a
Oh,
couple episodes here and there, and I'm like, I enjoyed it at the time. I don't know if I wouldn't watch like all, or I haven't watched like all of it, like
okay.
both the first show and Shippuden. But
Okay,
I know a
okay.
lot of people who like it, and it actually probably helped get one of my cousins who's around my age into
Yeah,
anime. Actually, and he
yeah.
only started like 5, 6 years ago.
hmm
But he's watched all of that. He watches just about everything that's on Netflix too. And I managed to convince him to get a Crunchyroll. So now I'm pretty sure he's seen more anime than I have.
Oh my.
Yeah,
And his collections be expanding really fast then.
I don't know if he actually collects the stuff, but he definitely watches it on streaming sites a lot.
Okay.
And I actually got him a gift at Anime Boston. Kaylee Mills was there, so I
Mhm.
got Kaylee's autograph on a picture of Alice from Sword Art Online for him.
Oh, okay. Sword Art Online. Okay, which is the best season for Sword Art Online,
Ooh.
in your opinion? Hot topic again.
Uh, I want to say like Gun Gale Online
Gun Gale.
is
That's
probably my favorite,
the
but
one. That's the one with like the what was it? What was it? The
the Bullet of Bullets tournament.
Oh yeah. The BOB. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, but that's also my favorite because in Japanese, Shion's voice actress is Miyuki Sawashiro, and she's just my favorite.
Oh. Do you like the Xenon that is I'm butchering all the pronunciation
Yeah,
right
it's
now, so
fine.
forgive me for that. But do you like her in person or the one where it's online in the actual game itself?
Yes, the answer is yes.
Both? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I was
I
giving
see,
you the
I see.
mathematician's answer. You asked me X or Y. The answer is technically yes, as long as the answer to one of those is yes. I don't know if you had to
Yeah,
take
you're right.
a discrete math class like I had to, but that was one of the things we covered.
I didn't take it. My sweet mate took it. He had great fun with that.
Yeah, actually, I had to take the simple version. So if he had to take the like full version, I don't envy
Oh,
him.
I feel bad. He had great times on that, but yeah, man, dang. There's so many great animes out there. I feel like we have to go through a whole list of classics to get like, a good anime people that get hooked on. Like, what was it? I started off with actually, do you know Kikaishi? It's a really old anime.
I heard of it. I think it might have been
Yeah.
shown like one time at a not anime club showing.
Okay.
But it was shown in the anime club room around the time the anime club would be going. It was just not an anime club showing for
Yeah.
legal reasons, of course.
hmm But yeah, that got me started in animes in general. Then it was
Mhm.
like, you know that feeling when you go back and then you just watch it on what do you call it? Back in the old days where you like, you go on the cable TV or something, and then
Mhm.
you just get that one lucky site that just kind of airs it, and you every Friday you come back from something, you watch it. So it's so satisfying.
Mhm. Yeah, I say, and sorry, trying to keep us on topic on what were we doing as we're playing. I'm still in the middle of playing through the first Bayonetta, and I just finished
Mm.
the second run on Resident Evil 2 after the
hmm
RTX update last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago. You playing anything?
Oh. Right now, well, I play a lot of Valorant. I'm more of an FPS type of guy.
Hmm.
More on like what you call. Recently, they had like a new map and stuff that came out. But in terms of kind of games that I do play, I have been thinking of playing Resident Evil. Um, what was it? The Resident Evil, I believe. What was the newest one? It was the Village, right? Was that
Yeah,
number eight,
Resident
number
Evil
seven?
8.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That I
8 in
saw.
the main series. There are like probably 20 more spin offs and stuff that didn't
Yeah,
get a number because it's Capcom. And,
man.
and you need to play some of them to get the entire story. Though, honestly, for Resident Evil, you can probably just turn off your brain for that and just hope it's just. Well, at least in the early ones, there was a whole lot of like cheese, like ham and cheese to it, so you could just like have a good time that this was some knowingly bad '80s movie or like '80s action horror movie rip, because it's like, hey, why did this happen? That was freaky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's the big final fight, and here's just a random rocket launcher that'll help you kill the last boss. Go. It's like, yes, I love this. I eat this up when I started playing it. Like I played 4 when I was in high school, which was, wow, I'm dating myself, like 13 years ago now. I say probably one of my top 5 games, and I've started playing the rest of them at the start of quarantine. So I went through 1, 0, the remake of 2, the remake of 3, and Revelations in maybe 2 months or something, just because I had nothing else to do. It's like, okay, I got nothing else to do. Let's pop in Resident Evil, or let's pop in Fallout 4. Let's just sink all my hours into something while I have the time. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for that. As for FPS, I'm much more of an Apex Legends kind of guy.
Oh, you like those fast movements? Get that sliding, like sliding in the DMs, something like that.
Just like being able to vault, slide down a hill, and just like pop back up. Yeah, and I do love like ones that give me like full-on characters, which I haven't played Valorant, but I believe that does that too. Actually, and like my favorite is Horizon, because she's this Scottish engineer who can control gravity limitedly. And she's
the red hair one, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she's also super smart, but also kind of crazy, which is also really good in my book.
It's like I see everyone when I used to play Apex, everyone would run like at least one Horizon per team, and you get everywhere basically. You want to go up a building? Oh, zoom, you're right up there.
Yeah, I play her just about every chance I get. Yeah,
but what was it in Apex? I played I am Bluthunde.
Yeah, they're a really good character.
Yeah, you may imagine just walking around and then you just click that one button, and it's like ding. Everyone you see.
I now know where everyone is. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say we went a bit longer than I expected, so let's just do a quick rundown of like news from this week.
Yeah.
So Square Enix had like their big Final Fantasy announcement stream, and boy, did they announce some big things. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the second in the now Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy, will be coming out next year on PS5. They're also releasing a remaster of Crisis Core for, I think, all the current gen consoles, like PS4 or PS5. Wow, I'm starting to feel old now that seems. I'm starting to lose my memory of that. Xbox Series, Switch might also come to last gen too. Okay, Manuel. Yes, Zach is best boy. I say, and then Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade finally hit Steam on Friday, and coincidentally, I just bought Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Totally unrelated. I'm
actually, if you don't mind me jumping in, actually, I'm actually curious. So I have seen a lot of Final Fantasy. The last time I played Final Fantasy was, gosh, no, when during the you familiar with the PSP, the PlayStation, the really old.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm old enough to know what a PSP is. You don't have to explain it to me.
All good. Okay. So I used to play it on that. So if I'm interested in getting back into Final Fantasy, right? Which version and which consoles do you recommend going into for like someone new, basically, fresh out the boat, basically, right?
Ooh, Manuel might be a better one to handle this than me, but I'd say like when I was a wee lad, like 20 years ago, I played Final Fantasy VII on my dad's PlayStation, and that was definitely one of my favorites. I'd say it has the like base release, or the old version is on Steam, so you can play it that way. Actually, and that's definitely a really good game. I also played, I think, the remakes of 1 and 2, Dawn of Souls on Game Boy Advanced, and those were also really good. Actually, especially because they brought in a lot of like changes from the original NES versions, like just quality of life stuff, like, oh yeah, hey, now you don't have to retarget your attack, kind of stuff. I know some people on this channel swear by Final Fantasy VIII, also on Steam. I think Final Fantasy IX is technically the best reviewed of at least the classic ones, and that one always seemed like a lot of fun, and I need to get around to playing that one too. Actually, just like pick a game, as long as it's not doesn't have a 2 in the title, or I guess a number and then 2 in the title, you should be fine. There's not that much of a connection between some of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then probably the last 2 pieces of news I want to get to this week. G-Kids has acquired the North American rights, or theatrical and home release rights for Evangelion 3.1 plus 1.01, aka the final rebuild of the Evangelion movie. These titles just keep getting longer. But it's a really good movie. I saw it like the day it came out on Amazon. And if you didn't get a chance to see it, or just want to see it in theaters, like I probably will too, please do that. Like I say, it's a really good movie that kind of wraps up everything Evangelion.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other big anime news or at least for me, Orange, the studio behind Beastars and other stuff like that, is making a new Trigun anime. And Trigun's one of my favorite anime. I started watching it like in Anime Club. I just checked it out. I think I checked out a combination of like DVDs and VHSs from the club, just because my laptop might have broken sometime in the middle of that. So I had to check out the VHS player that I don't think they have anymore, along with VHSs.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah,
VHS
whenever
brings...
No, keep going.
Oh, no. VHS brings back the old days. I'm, like, thinking about the one time... you know the original Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
Where it was, like, the Kaiba had blue hair and stuff like that? Yeah. That's the VHS.
Yeah. Like, say... Yeah, whenever my computer was in the shop, that was my main DVD player. So I'd either check out a bunch of manga or check out the old VHS player from the club library, and then just check out whatever they had on VHS to do. So I watched like Tenchi Muyo that way, a couple of the movies too. I watched Kiki's Delivery Service like 4 times over Super Bowl weekend because I had nothing better to do. Actually, that's probably why it's one of my favorite Ghibli movies. It's just because I've sat through it so many times. But it is a good movie. So yes, don't forget about VHS if you have access to them. There's probably some stuff that might never make it onto DVD there, just because who knows who has the rights now. Okay,
yeah,
now...
For sure.
Yeah. Now let's get on to our main topic. Tora-Con. You're the con chair. So for those at home who don't know what Tora-Con is, could you explain it to them?
Oh, yeah, sure. So basically, Tora-Con is so our RIT mascot is obviously a tiger, right? So that's Rochester Institute of Technology. And basically, the word tiger in Japanese is actually Tora. Then we kind of put it with the convention, and you slam it together, you get Tora-Con. Well, anyways, getting back to the actual topic. So Tora-Con is basically a 2-day convention where we have, anime, cosplay, nerd culture, everything in general. We all combined it in there. We began in 2004. So that makes this, oh my, damn, that was like, what, 18 years now?
18 years ago, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Time flies so fast. But basically, we have a lot of guests. We have attendees come in. There's a schedule of layouts and stuff like that with contests, panels, major events and performances all along, run by students, completely volunteers, and people from the anime club. So basically, it's run by us anime fans for anime fans. And yeah, basically this year we are also trying to go for a 2-year event, comparative to last year we had a 1-day event. So stop by on March 4th and 5th for our new stuff. Yes.
Yeah. You got through some stuff I was going to ask about, but yeah, it's a really fun experience. I went there as a student after I graduated, and then as a grad student when I went back, because I just really like Mountains of Debt, I guess. Yeah. Like I say, it is a whole lot of fun spread over 2 days. especially because, at least for me, because I have a lot of friends who still go there. Actually, and a lot of the events are cool because there's all these like game shows that generally it's just Andrew running them. He's a former president of the club who is still in the Rochester area, so he just runs like name that anime image, where he'll pick some random images from anime, some easy to understand, some very obscure, and you just have to guess them as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm.
I always like when he does like the themed rounds. Like he did a countdown round once where it was just like anime with decreasing numbers in their titles, and then when he got to the end, it was just Batum for the explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Or when he goes like alphabetically, so he only has like 2 choices to pick for Q. So he just alternates between them year to year.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, and I was actually planning to run my first panel at Tora-Con this year, but it ended up being a scheduling conflict with a conference I had for work.
Oh darn! Hey, you have an opportunity for next year. We're gonna have more time, a 2-day convention back in, so we're gonna have way more space for scheduling. Make sure free up someday. We got you in there.
Yeah, don't worry. Actually, I am making sure that it's free or my time is free for me next year. Yeah. What? So, did you hear of Torcon before you came to RIT, or were you kind of like me and exposed to it as you got there?
I'm gonna be frank with you. When I came into RIT, I knew absolutely no one. Okay, I was like the new kid in the block and be like, how am I gonna social with people, right? And so basically, I was into anime. I felt like there's people like minded with me that also like the anime, so I joined the anime club. One of the person that got me into Tora-Con actually was Kevin Huang. So he used to be the previous revenue director. I believe he graduated this year, so we're gonna miss him. But great guy, awesome dude. He came out. I was sitting in the back, alone, no one. I knew absolutely no one. I was just the new kid in the block. And he came out. He was like, "Hey, dude, have you heard of Tora-Con, man?" And I was like, "What? Like, I don't know you. You don't know me. Why are you coming up to me?" But then he was a really nice guy. He explained. He was like, "Oh, we do a convention on our campus. We hold all the anime like panels and stuff like that. Everything's really cool. Um, everyone that works in a Tora-Con as a staff, volunteer, and I can never skip this. The alumni as well. We're all like a big family, basically. We work together. We make this event go really well for both us as well as a fun experience for all the attendees. And yeah, I was hooked onto it and I joined in from that, basically.
Yeah, that sounds about right for mine. I was also knew basically absolutely nothing about
Mm-hmm.
RIT when I went there, other than it had a development program. And I was like, okay, sounds good to me. So I moved from Southern California, where it's like warm all year, to upstate New York, where we're lucky to see the sun for maybe a week in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was a big change. I still somehow managed to make it through my entire 7 years there.
Yeah.
Only wearing pants on days where I had interviews or presentations. Otherwise, it was just shorts. And I only regretted that once, and that's when the wind chill was like -20.
Oh my gosh. Rochester is something different. It's cold, but that's always the gem hidden in the winter storm, That's always that one great gem.
Yeah. Actually, I think I was, during my final year of undergrad, it was the first time in forever that they had closed down the school for snow. And I was on co-op at school at the time. I was working with a professor on his project. I just came in. Was like, why is no one here? Checked my emails. Oh, school is closed. Okay, gotta go home. Yeah, actually, sorry. And how?
Sorry, you go.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Actually, and how I got into Tora-Con or helping out at Tora-Con was very similar. I think you know Andrew Krawick.
Yes.
Yeah,
I worked with him.
The year he came up with the Tor Conquest game, he's like, "Hey, JD, you're one of the few people who doesn't already have anything, and I know your name. You're gonna help me with this." It's like, okay. And then that was I think my first year grad school, or maybe my last. Yeah, I think it was my first year grad school. And then second year, president that year, I can't remember his name. Was it Ryan? Maybe it was Ryan who asked me to be a collaboration coordinator. Actually, it's like, well, I guess I do technically hang out at a bunch of clubs and could talk to those people. And so I just said, okay, this gets me a free pass. I don't really have to do much on during the convention.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just like took all those emails, took all those meetings. It was a very fun experience, and I ended up doing it again in 2017, 2018, just because the person who was supposed to succeed me ended up quitting very soon after. It's like, yeah, and luckily they have found successors for me, and I think they've been doing okay.
Well, we are for sure making sure everyone, our staff, we're gonna have everyone in our great roles and make this one, the coming year, a successful one too.
Actually, there's been a question going on. I don't know if you've answered it about your favorite food at conventions.
Oh, my favorite food? In convention, man, that is really hard. Okay, I'm not gonna say that I got influenced slightly, but Kevin did kind of Kevin Huang actually. They kind of talk a lot about poutine.
Oh,
yeah, are you familiar with poutine? Yeah,
yeah. That's my answer to the poutine from
we always have
Poutine.
that truck. We always, yeah.
Yeah, that was the one thing I missed. Missing Tora-Con for 3 years because of COVID. It's like, you know how long it's been since I've had Le Petit Poutine?
It just warms your stomach, man. Oh, yeah. It's so nice.
Yeah, and I guess that kind of leads into my next question. Actually, how has COVID affected running Tora-Con for the last couple of years?
I definitely would say we did have to really take, COVID-19. I have to straight up say it's a really, really big effect in terms of convention precautions, as well as, our number one priority is fun, as well as safety of our attendees, as well as our staff. So we follow our RIT's COVID-19 policy. So whatever anything they say, we would have to implement it directly in our convention, as we are running our convention under RIT's campus, basically. But we take everything to our utmost standard, especially for this year, for example. We implemented wristbands for checking. I mean, you could see it similarly in other conventions, but having wristband checks, having our checkings in the beginning before anyone comes in, minimizes any chance, and then ensures the comfort and our social distancing as well when lining up. Ensures our comfort for all the attendees, as well as complete accommodation for everyone that is running and working with the con. Yeah. So decent impact, basically.
Yeah, actually, plus the last 2 years, I think 2020 was the first time it ever had to be canceled, and that's because COVID hit and there was no time to bring anything else.
Yeah,
and that was very big, sad moment for me when seeing it canceled, especially because we had all those jokes that Tora-Con was canceled, whenever something mild went wrong when we were doing prep for it before, or just after con, just yelling it. Thanks, Alistair.
No, yeah,
no, thank you, Alistair. You're a really good friend and a really good person.
But then, I mean, we did hit back in 2021 with the Tora Connect, so we hopefully we didn't lose too many people's. Hopefully we provided something great for everyone to enjoy, even though it's online. But then we're coming back strong, coming back this year as well for something more familiar to everyone's eyes, and to everyone who's new, something more welcoming and more accommodating for everyone too.
And during Tora Connect in 2021, you had friend of the channel, Kira Buckland, as a guest, right? Actually,
yes,
Manuel has a story about how Kira and he just ended up arguing about, I think, Dragon Ball Evolution, because he's one of the guys who actually likes that movie. Manuel, you here? Sadly, doesn't seem to be here at the moment. But yeah, he apparently has the argument saved over text. I don't know if he
Okay.
put it in last week's video, but if you go watch the last UPZ where we're talking about this, or where Manuel's talking about this, he might have edited in screenshots of that. Oh yeah, and those are available on our YouTube channel. You can, I will show that in chat just now because yeah, there we go. There's that. So yeah, and I guess what's going to change the next year? What are you kind of looking forward to?
Yeah. Next, well, basically, this 2023 Tora-Con would obviously be back, hopefully, to 2-day convention. We are planning to have a Friday badge pickup, but that might be tentative to change as well because
Mm-hmm.
we are trying to, similar to other conventions as well, we are getting inspiration to do some possible badge shipping and whatnot, but that will all determine by our staff later on in anonymous voting that way. But hopefully, we are trying to bring in a wide variety of guests back in, some returning guests and some special guests, which hush hush, I can't say. I will ruin the surprise if I say it, but be on the lookout for our social media definitely for the most updated information regarding guest wise and whatnot. But we are also planning to have a more um, accommodating in a way where there's brand new types of stories and people that are coming back. There's a variety of artists, vendors that are coming back, and it's good to have them back as a regular than versus our single day convention. We had to you know kind of downsize a bit, which was partly sad, and compress everything into one day. But
Mm-hmm.
now that we are back to 2 days, we have way more opportunity to expand from that. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years of physical con really kind of hurt the staff when you lose most of the people who know how to run the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly,
Yep.
I say. And so, what kind of goes into running a convention, especially one at a college like this?
Yes, for sure. Definitely, I would say the main thing you want to have if you're trying to run a convention by yourself. I'm gonna straight up say this. It's gonna be really difficult if you do it alone. But with my team, which basically comprises of, aside from me, my board of directors, all the staff, the students, volunteers, as well as I can't stress this enough. I thank from the bottom of my heart to all the alumni. They help basically, make help us in difficult situations and whatnot. It's just basically a huge chain of people that work together in a big room where we can plan. We're able to get the different stuff out. I mean, right now we have 4 departments. We have events, revenue, operations as our media. So each of our sections kind of is divided to focus on one of the aspects to make our con, right? Um, in terms of operations, events, it's kind of self-explanatory. What happens day of would be kind of more operations, background, inventory. Our events department focuses more on guests as well as our panels and whatnot that will be happening day of. Preparations, making sure we have contracts and whatnot settled. Our media department, and I can't stop thanking our media department for giving updated utmost information onto our social media links, which you could see in our website. Shameless
Yeah,
plug right here, but
it'll be linked in
um,
the YouTube description. Don't worry.
yep, awesome. Thank you. And then finally, our revenue department. I
We'll make
can't
sure
stress this
that the
enough.
thing goes on with the money.
Oh yes, for sure. Revenue department. I was previous revenue director. If I didn't say that before, but we basically if we don't have a revenue department, nothing's happening in our field house. So a lot of the vendors and artist alley stuff won't be happening. But we have that kind of settled that way, and then basically one more person or one more group of people to thank is RIT basically, right? RIT
Mm-hmm.
letting us use the campus. We have been communicating. So our coordinator with RIT is actually Sarah. So shout out to Sarah Barrow. Best help. Yeah, I can't stress this enough. With that communication coming to and fro, we're able to manage our finance as well as be able to have everything settled in security and safety for all our attendees on our this year 2-day convention.
Mm-hmm. Actually, were there any, I guess, interesting stories to come out of last Tora-Con?
Oh yes, actually, so that was a small kind of interesting part in. So we had all our things kind of like planned in the beginning. So for I was revenue director during last Toracon, so I wouldn't do much of the convention stuff, but no, the convention as in convention chair stuff, but
Hmm.
um in the field house actually we had a running. I wouldn't say it was a game, but it's a running kind of joke where we would have people rotating around, just kind of having them go into like the artist alley and vendors and just kind of browse on what to buy. So I had this small game with my staff basically, and I was like, "Hey, if you whoever can find this what was it? I think it was like a Snorlax plushie or something like that. It was one of the Pokemon plushies that was humongous or something. I was like, if anyone can find like a humongous Pokemon plushie, let me know. I'll run right there. And then I believe it was Aiden who found one of my staff actually. He is the one of the logistics coordinators. He found me a Gengar, which actually, if you don't mind me,
Nope.
it's not that big, but. Wait, is it? This is
That's a
not
coffin.
Gengar. Oh, no, it's not coffin. Well, he's in my bag right now. But I got a coffin as well as a. Gosh, I'm gonna butcher this. Is this Umbreon?
Numbreon.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. At least I didn't butcher that bad. But I did get some. I get a few plushies in my collection. I'm not the biggest plushie collector, but you gotta collect some kawaii stuff sometimes, right?
Yeah, actually, I have some stories I'd like to share too about like working Tora-Con in the past. But we do have a question from the audience. Uh,
Hmm.
Haro asks, "I've never been to Tora-Con. What would you say is the highlight for a new attendee?"
I would definitely say highlight wise, I oh man. Well, guess. Right? Yeah, guess one of the big pullers for, the first thing everyone would turn around is our guest, which is basically, I believe, located in our field house this year. Our guests are some of them are voice actors and whatnot. They come from where some native here and some from other places. So our guest is one of our big pullers, but definitely always give some love to our panelists as well as our artist alley and vendors who basically come from everywhere around the United States to come and host at our place. We have plushies. We have uh, what was it? Let's see. We got plushies. We got soap. We got a lot of different things, but well, my main focus is plushies because
Yeah, you can
who
find just
doesn't
about
like cute things,
anything there.
right?
I
Right?
bought
Yeah.
like I think 20 volumes of manga at one
Ooh.
Torcon just because they had like all the things of a series I needed at
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Hammer Girl stall.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, yeah, I'll take this, $150. Can you mail this out?
Have you? Oh yeah. You reminded me. Okay, my friend actually first time come to Toracon last year too. He was actually one of the volunteers and my current swing mate too. He bought a what was it? Asuka body pillow. That was like his main highlight basically. An Asuka body pillow. And if you don't know Asuka, it's the Evangelion
Yeah,
the red hair chick from
yeah.
Evangelion. Yep.
AKA worst girl, right all the way. Sorry, I had to say it. I have to say it every time. Uh, yeah, to answer your second question, Haro, yeah, there are generally fashion events. Generally, like along the way, I think they've done like Lolita fashion kind of stuff and other
Mhm.
fashion kind of stuff. At least when I was there, I didn't get a look at the schedule this year.
And we also do have our different showcases, but we have cosplay contests as well. So that might also lean slightly towards fashion too.
Hmm. Yeah, and to answer your first question, at least on my end, Torcon generally has a great sense of community as well. Actually, there are so many people who just keep coming back year after year,
Hmm.
and there's only what 3,000 I think is generally our cap.
Right now we don't really have a big amount of cap right now. Just because
Yeah, COVID.
RIT is letting us. Well, COVID, we had to have a decent cap for it, but right now, as things are, I don't want to not. Can we get a knock on the wood, please, in the chat? But yeah, hopefully we are getting back in our scale up. We are allowing more people to come in to our event, right?
Yeah, like I say, even with that, it's still like just a really good community of people who all kind of want this all to happen. Like say, especially because it's community run. Like say, all the staff are volunteers, generally students and alumni, or people who don't even go to the school and just kind of want to help out, like Jesse and Adam. I still have no idea. Still don't know how. I should ask them like how they got started with that when neither of them went there. They just happened to be in the area. Yeah, like say, like all the panels are run by fans, like barring like the few guest ones that we do get. But actually, I know it's fun. Oh, sorry, a couple years ago we had was it Matt Shipman and White Brittany Lotta. There we go. His wife, like they had gone to school in like Buffalo or somewhere nearby, and had actually been to Tora-Con as guests before, and that was like a cool thing, like to see them come full circle.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just something I mentioned.
Yeah, no, yeah, continue.
Yeah, actually, like that sense of community, just having people who had been guests or had been attendees before now as guests was just a very interesting thing to see. Like say, there's a whole lot of fun at the panels, especially if staff get to start playing with one another or just like exchanging their jokes and kind of stuff. You might not get it, but you at least understand that there is some kind of inside joke there. Like say, like I do my best to have a rapport going when I'm helping Andrew with Name That Anime Image, and I have to run up and down the stairs in Gosnell 1250. Like say, just delivering tickets to people who selected it correctly. So it'll be like, oh, hey, I know that show, or make some witty comment about that. Like I just remember one time, I think there was a picture. It was a guy with an acoustic guitar, and the only thing I could think of was, well, anyway, here's Wonderwall. Or was it Girly Air Force? I think something like that. And I joked to Andrew that it must be a new entry in Idol Defense Force Hummingbird, which is an actual anime I watched at one of Andrew's Monday showings about a bunch of idols who are also fighter pilots.
Actually, I believe, something also funny too was this year there was I forgot which it was. I think it was like a mecha cost. Oh no. I think it was Freddy, one of the Freddy Fazbear's cosplays there. It was so big they had to take off like I think either the stilts or the head to actually fit through the doorway.
Wow.
That was it was humongous. It was humongous.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've ever seen another cosplay like that had to do all that. I mean, I have seen some bulky cosplays. There was someone at Anime Boston like cosplaying as a Metal Gear. Actually, so they had like all that stuff on them. So I don't know how they got in the door either.
Well, actually, this is going to be a small surprise, but if you come to Tora-Con this year, you might see something interesting for all the directors. We were in a discussion a few weeks ago, and we agreed on something special for all the attendees to show. So stay tuned for that, definitely.
Oh, now you're just teasing us all. First you say you can't talk anything about guests, and then you just tease us with some big surprise for all of us. Thank you.
Hey, for the directors, that directors are coming in for something interesting. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, actually, and getting back to like the con stories I was talking about, I think it was 2016 or 2017. The power just like went out like 2 hours before the convention was supposed to end, and so like panels had to get canceled, and we had just kind of like scrambled to make sure everything got done, and then the power came back. Luckily, like people were joking about it online. Like someone had, I think there was a Hololive, or not Hololive, a Vocaloid thing, or some kind of Love Live thing too as well. And someone is joking like, yeah, if the power goes out at the right moment in snow halation, the 2D crosses into the 3D kind of stuff. And I was like, I have no idea how you came up with that joke so quickly, but
Something that is something right
Yeah,
there.
that I was just like wow, okay. No one expected the power to go out. Now what do we do? Oh, hey, the power's back. Okay, let's see how much we are can actually
Imagine
keep going.
Hatsune Miku walking right out and be like, "Peekaboo."
Yeah, but now she's real.
Oh no! Oh, imagine. Oh my gosh.
I say, and like one of the positions that like you have to do when you're staff there is just like working lines and making sure people are lined up at proper times or like lining up properly. Like we have the rule that you can't line or you can't be was it sitting on stairs or on stairs in the line. So I just had like one guy who just really didn't want to cooperate one year, and it's like, okay, look, I'm trying to be calm. Please don't make me
Mhm.
go get someone else who will yell at you or make me do it because he really won't like me when I'm angry, like the Hulk, like
Mhm.
that. I was like, I think I finally got him. It's like, or even just like the small thing of helping people out. Like, since I know like all the con areas and most of the school, like the back of my hand. Oh wait, that's
Yeah.
new. Never mind. Yeah, it's like, hey, where is this thing and how do I get there? It's like, yeah, you go through here, like that kind of thing, or walk, go through here, take a left down the stairs.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's always really cool, and there's always cool cosplayers all together. I remember one time there were like 4 people cosplaying as was it Joseph, Abdul, Jotaro, Kakyoin from
Oh, it's
Stardust
JoJo's, right?
Crusaders. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. The venues, the campus. It's not that like the areas themselves aren't that big, but the campus is
Yeah.
big, and it's like separated out into different buildings. To answer your question, Hara. So we take over like the student alumni union, a couple classrooms in a couple other buildings. That's about all of it, but it's just like you have to move between every building and stuff. So sometimes for people who haven't been there, it can be a bit difficult to traverse. Or for me, you know, is everything backwards. You can get there a bit faster than other people because you know which places are connected underground.
And well, we definitely are planning to bring back some sort of. Well, I believe we had a software application that showed kind of like the map this year, but we do plan on bringing back some sort of like paper format or something that will make all the attendees easier to
Mm-hmm.
transfer like go everywhere. Actually, jumping in, this has been on mine. I believe this year there was a set of like 5 people, all dressed in the Persona 5 characters. One of them was Joker. The other one, gosh, I don't remember. Was it like I don't remember the Persona 5 characters, but there
Yeah.
was a couple. They had a whole set of them people.
Yeah, the whole Phantom Thief, or I guess a couple
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
Phantom Thieves, since there are a whole bunch of them, more than 5.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's always really cool seeing like people in their themed cosplay groups.
Hmm.
Always love that like kind of coordination and stuff, and or people
Oh
who just
yes.
have the, I guess, exciting cosplays or the ones that are just kind of slightly off but really cool because of it. Like I remember the first time I
Hmm.
saw the guy who basically walked around in a trash can with all the waifus posted on it, and then like a year or two after that, there was another guy who just put all the husbandos on it too.
Oh my.
Actually, and like we were talking about badge pickup, and that was honestly a fun event. Just because I would,
Hmm.
when I had to work there and hand out badges, I would pick like the part that let me hand out badges to my friends and be like, "Nah, your name, your face doesn't match the ID." Yeah, I would
Small
just love,
prank.
yeah, just using that to mess with my friends a bit. Like I know one time I had to check IDs for the 18 plus showings, and like 2 of my friends who are also in my D&D group, one of them is a post doc researcher, so he's
Hmm.
gone through like even more school than I have, so there's no way he's under 18, and I just like,
Mm.
nope, nope, you are clearly 3 kids in a trench coat.
Hmm.
It's just like messing with them like that just because I can, and it's also a really good opportunity for me to see my friends from the area. Like I think the only one even remotely close to me at the moment is Alistair because we're both in a similar area of Georgia. Like I say, everyone else is like New York, East Coast, or I don't even know where. Like some of them just kind of fell off the map. 3 cats in a kawaii trench coat.
That's why what you call Tora-Con brings everyone back together. It's like the glue that sticks everyone together, right?
Yeah. Actually, and like I said, some of the game shows are just most fun because sometimes Andrew will just come up with the weirdest thing and kind of run with it for a game. Like he does Wits and Wagers a lot. Yes, Haru, I'm in Georgia. And one time he did like a full-on Pokemon version of it. And one of the questions for it, where you have to like give the try and guess the answer, was a question using Pokemon routes and doing a very big mathematical equation of them. Didn't say the numbers. You just had to try and guess which route numbers they were and do the math. I was like, if I didn't like you so much, I'd hate you right now. Yeah, that, or like, hey, how many openings have there been to Bleach or something? Or like, how many times do they say speed in the was it the Air Gear musical? Yeah. Oh, that was another fun like Friday showing at school. Is we just sometimes we just watch like live action musicals.
Yeah.
Actually, and so like for whatever reason, the game he had us like doing during the Air Gear one was counting how many times they said speed, because there are times in like when they break out into song and they will go like speed, 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 speed. And it was just like a whole lot of fun, and especially that one because they brought back like the whole voice cast to play all their characters. Yeah, actually, club in general is just like some of the most fun I had at RT. I'm really sad it took me until like my 3rd year to start going frequently.
Yeah. I mean, you meet a lot of people there too, right? Like-minded, and some people who have new recommendations.
Yeah, met some of my best friends at club. Actually, most of my friends from RT who I don't know through my game dev program, almost all in. I think actually they are all in anime club because there are so many events. It's like 3 days a week, sometimes 4. Just a lot of fun.
Yeah, different days of showing, and then right.
Yeah, it's Monday showing, Thursday another show. Like Monday is like where we watch a whole like season of an anime over the course of a couple weeks. Thursday we watch like the first 4 episodes of an anime or an anime movie, unless it's like some kind of special thing, and then we might do a sampler of seasonal anime, or if it's someone's farewell showing, they get to pick what we're watching that night.
Yeah.
And then on Fridays, it's generally whatever Andrew decides it's going to be. I know we had discussion like alternating with that every Friday night for a while. I don't know if we're still doing that.
Right now, I think it's more of the new anime club president. I believe that's Chung. That's going to be deciding on that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, and then sometimes we'd have like social nights on Saturdays or dodgeball. We did ice skating one time. And that was a very interesting time. I have never tried to ice skate before or after that. And I just kept falling down. I was basically just holding on to the like railing as much. I was honestly hoping like one time I fell, some other person had seen the cutting edge and would have just gone, don't pick. Because there's a scene from that like where the guy's trying to learn how to balance properly because he's a hockey player who switches to figure skating after he loses sight in one of his eyes. And so it's like a different kind of like balancing. And so he just keeps falling flat on his face, and his partner just keeps like skating laps around him saying topik in her, I think it's supposed to be some kind of Eastern European accent. Yeah. Sorry. That was just one movie my mother like showed me so long ago, and it just kind of stuck in my mind, just that scene. That one, and there's another scene in the movie where she gives the guy the book Great Expectations, which is, is like if you had to read it in school, you read like in a very severely abridged version. It's super long, and she's like, well, it's either that or Curious George plays hockey.
I think the only what was it? Do you know Yuri on Ice? That's the
Yeah,
only like the one that comes to mind when you say ice skating.
yeah. There's actually another one I've talked about on stream before, and that was from I think last season or the season before, and that was
Hmm.
Pride of Orange, which was about a girls' hockey
Ooh.
team, but it was actually a disguise for an idol anime. Essentially,
Hmm.
like the premise is the coach wants to revive or I guess build up a fan base for hockey in Japan. So she decides if there's like an all girls team that does idol songs after they win,
Yeah.
that would definitely like bring in people and get them to start watching hockey. And I'm pretty sure that's what it's kind of like the opposite of what they were doing for the show. Like I had no
Hmm.
idea it was going to be an idol anime going in. I thought, hey, it's going to be about girls hockey. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
And then like the first episode plays like the clutch like final moments of the world championship that they never get to in the anime. It's apparently only in the game that's also a prequel of. Posture check. Make sure you're standing correctly. Okay, yeah. Actually, so you see them winning like the world championship, and then it's like they do the idol numbers. Like, huh? That was my reaction. They stuck an idol show
Yeah.
into this hockey show. Okay, I can get down with that. Like I say, it's also one of the few idol shows I can think of that actually has a male character with
Hmm.
lines, a name, and shows up more than once. Like watching Love Live, and it's like there are no dudes in this world.
But you seem to be really interested in a lot of the well, I would say hockey would be a sport, right? Like, have you watched like Haikyuu or something like that?
I've
On
watched
those
a bit of
lines?
Haikyuu.
Okay.
I didn't keep watching it, but it wasn't because it was bad. It was just I
Hmm.
had other things that I guess I wanted to watch more at the time. Like, yeah, I could do a big talk on sports anime. Like, my favorite is Big Wind Up. It's about a high school baseball team.
Ooh.
Who, like the mangaka for it, I believe was studied like psychology or sports psychology specifically. So you can
Hmm.
see like all the stuff that goes into the coach's playmaking too.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I think it was like the most recent one that was a soccer anime that came out, right? It was oh man, I don't remember. It was one of the guys who was the main character is a really great soccer player or something like that.
yeah. There are a bunch of ofuri. Uh, oh wait, are you are you talking about Big Wind Up, like which is Oki Furi something in Japanese, right? Anyway, yeah. I also like Bamboo Blade,
Mm,
which is about kendo. And when I was at RT, I was on in the kendo club
yeah.
for a couple of years. Sometimes stuff would get really hectic in the last like half of the year, so I'd only show up every so often. But it was always a fun time.
Hmm.
I say, this may sound strange coming from a straight guy, but my favorite anime is Free. Yes,
What's that? What's
that's the
that
swimming
about
one.
actually?
That's the swimming anime.
Oh, oh, oh. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I like it. Just got so much like stuff like hate thrown at it just for being like a cute boys show from KyoAni. And it's like, I'll just watch this to see what everyone's so mad about. It's like, oh, hey, this is actually kind of good.
Hmm.
Like, well, I found it like funny. Like, it's definitely not like. I think it has enough like self awareness to have a bit fun of itself of all the like muscly guy shirtless and having Go stare at them.
Oh, wait. Let's see. Oh, how about the what was it? The weightlifting anime. The one was
Oh,
like
how heavy are the
when
dumbbells
they
you lift?
flex. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I
It was
haven't
like
seen that, but I've heard really good things about that.
oh, one more thing. Have you heard of this is an old one too. Prince of Tennis.
Yeah. I love Prince of Tennis. That's my second favorite sports
Oh,
anime.
yes.
Like
Thank
I read
you.
through the whole manga and finished it up earlier this year. Like
Yeah.
like if you talk to old librarians like Hector or Eric Old, so
Hmm.
like you probably don't even know who those people are. Yeah, they would talk about how I basically just kind of bugged them to get more Prince of Tennis manga for the library. or I would just buy it myself, and then when I was done, hand it off to them. I think there's one time like I was waiting for a bus, and I checked out a volume of it from the library, and about 20 minutes later, I brought it back to him and checked out the next one because I was done and the bus still wasn't there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I can go through a volume of that pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, and yeah, I actually wrote the review for A to J's. That's the site that hosts this podcast or puts on this podcast. I wrote their review for the newest Prince of Tennis movie.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a really fun time, but mostly only if you're like invested in the Prince of Tennis there. If you're a new person, you might get a bit lost in why these tennis people seem to have magical tennis powers.
Mm-hmm.
Because towards the end, I like to call it Tennis Ball Z at that point.
Have you tried tennis before in real life?
Yes, when I was younger. I played it a couple times, but I haven't really tried it since.
Okay. Does the anime, the techniques, does it work in the actual tennis?
Until they start to get to the point where they're like bending the laws of reality, yes.
Oh, okay.
Like some of those are based on like the kick serve, the snake shot.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff is based on actual like trick shots people do.
Oh.
Actually, but when you get to the point where it's like guys harnessing the power of gravity to move like super quickly, no. Or being able to move so quickly they create an after image, which I think is one of the things AG does in one chapter. Like I would have accepted an explanation that the other guys were just so tired from that match that they were just started like their eyes like were getting weak or something, like just saw a blurry after image because he was still able to move quickly or something. But nope, he's just able to move that quickly all the time. Or like the like pinnacles where you just have to like reach this state of like nirvana in the middle of a match and just let all of it go, and you just play at like your peak performance and able to copy other people's moves, that kind of stuff. Control the game as if you were just like controlling the ball directly, like you were a god of tennis.
It's like what do you call what I'm gonna butcher the name again. Aoko no basketball or something, right? It was like you get into the
Kuroko's basket.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You get the what do you call it, the Kisei's what you call the copy move. That was a Kuroko's. I can't see that guy at all, and he's just like passing the ball everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one.
I haven't seen that, but I also have heard good things about that. Actually,
you have.
We've gotten so off the topic of Tora-Con, but this has been so much fun just like talking about random anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, please, if you do read Prince of Tennis, if you've read it and like it, go see the movie. It should be in theaters in like 2 weeks. I know it's sometime around AX, I believe, but I got to see an advanced review copy for it, and it was good. And like most of the Prince of Tennis, I think, films, it's also a musical.
Yep.
So it's like, oh yeah, they're also singing about how dangerous this game is while playing tennis, and this big, strong woman also has like rackets on her feet or something. Because, hey, we've given up all pretense of reality. Let's just roll with it, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, we're getting about time to wrap up. Is there anything else you'd like to say about Tora-Con or in particular?
Hey, the one thing just be on the lookout for all our new stuff that might be coming up soon. I won't say specifically who, what, when, where, and how, but I do hope that this year's Tora-Con will be just as successful as our previous years, and maybe even better than our previous years. So that's our hope. Look in our social media for our newest updates.
Yeah, but you did tell us at least when Tora-Con is next year, right?
Oh, yes, for sure. It will be on March 4th to 5th.
In Rochester, New York, so that's a where. So that's at least 2 of those ones you've given us. Just know who, what, and why. Though I think the why is because we love anime. So now we just need who and what.
Who?
Yeah, I'm getting to the bottom of this. I watched way too much Detective Conan. I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Catch it on the next episode of Tora-Con when we come out in 2023.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, please, if you get the chance, go to Tora-Con. It's a whole lot of fun. Like I say, it's 2 days of great events, great food. Like I could keep raving about that poutine for another hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's all the other stuff there too. That's just kind of like standard con snacks. Like I know generally if RT has like a vendor up, there's like popcorn, pretzels, all that stuff. Though it's going to be a bit disappointing for me next year because I heard RT just switched back from Coke to Pepsi. It's like, no!
Yeah. They had the new vending machines recently too, so.
I drink enough water during conventions, don't worry. They give staff free water, free food. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been like, had to pick up pizzas for volunteers and just like run it to their op room.
Mm-hmm.
Or gone on like a morning donuts run when I had to get picked up from my hotel room.
Oh, we get those delivered now, so we don't have no more speed running zoom.
Yeah, actually, but yeah, there are some like good memories just like eating in the like one of the operation rooms and just the volunteer ops or staff operation rooms, not like we're cutting people open there.
Mm-hmm.
Though maybe there was that one time. You weren't there. But yeah, it's like Rochelle like showed off her panel, which is like, what the heck is an anime or something. Like she would give a poor description, you had to try and guess what it was, and she turned that into like panels for a couple years, and those are really fun just because it's like, oh yeah, this weird description, you have to guess what the anime is, and then someone decided to turn that into a video game one too, and I actually managed to win that one at Tora-Con, I think 2018. Mm-hmm. It was a 4-person team. It was me, my friends Nick and Ben, who are twins, and then some random person who filled out the team for us from the audience because she wanted to play, but like her friend didn't want to play.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of great time where just about anything within reason can happen, and sometimes a bit out of reason, but yeah. So thank you again for coming tonight. This was a really fun time getting to talk with you.
Thank you for having me, JD.
Yeah, actually, if there's anything else you want to announce for Tora-Con in the near future, feel free to come to us or just like message me with it and give us the big scoop on it. I know that's going to be the hottest tip.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, actually, and thank you to everyone watching and everyone in chat. Actually, we are able to keep our website ad-free because of the support of our patrons, Ed, Kenneth, and Rock. I have it somewhere in here. I can't believe I forgot. Patrons. We got a third one this week. There we go. Ravuf. Like I said, thank you to all three of you for helping fund our website and all the things we do. Like I say, if you want to see more of us, you can follow us on Twitter. You at A2J or check out our VODs on YouTube. We have a lot of good old content. We have like interviews from past cons. Like I say, VODs of old, UPZs, or just like a bunch of other random content. And I'm trying to get more made, but I really have to get Manuel off his butt sometimes on making content. Like I say, yeah, you can follow us here. Like I say, or just hang around and we'll have something. Like I say, it's always a great time here on A2J when stuff goes really well. Or things can go chaotically bad and then just turn into something good.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, thank you everyone again for coming tonight. Manuel, what's the schedule for this week? What else is up? Are we doing adventures tomorrow? Like I say, tomorrow should be A2J Adventures, which is our weekly game stream podcast. Oh no, just Drink Talk Roll this week. Never mind. Yeah, we will have Drink Talk Roll, our D&D podcast on Friday. Is Warren still DMing or is it Pleiades this time? Yeah, and then we'll be back next week with another episode of UPZ. I'd say, well, we'll hopefully be having some pre-AX shenanigans. Because, like, the day after that, I leave for AX, and it starts, like, 2 days later. So I'm definitely excited to see what we end up doing. Once again, thank you for coming. Everyone, thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.